Let's talk about one of the most underestimated signs in the zodiac, Virgo. You might think you know them, the quiet, analytical, often reserved soul who seems like they're just going through the motions, minding their own business. You've seen them take on more than their share. You've watched them quietly fix what's broken, help people without asking for anything in return, and keep their own emotions tucked away like a secret. But let me ask you this. Have you ever really underestimated just how much a Virgo does for you? Because if you have, karma might just be coming for you. And trust me, you won't see it coming. Virgos don't show off. They don't demand attention. But here's the kicker. Their absence? It's louder than any explosion you've ever heard. And their loyalty? Once it's gone, you won't even know how to get it back. For those who have betrayed a Virgo, the universe doesn't forget. And between April 18th and 25th, the karma they've been quietly holding back is going to hit. Ever heard of that feeling when life just starts to feel off? Like your luck suddenly turns upside down, or things start slipping away. Your opportunities, your connections, even your clarity. It's not coincidence. That's the universe balancing out what you didn't see. When you hurt a Virgo, karma has a special way of making you feel every ounce of what you took for granted. But don't just take my word for it. Stick with me through this video because I'm about to tell you 7 reasons why hurting a Virgo isn't just a bad idea. It's a cosmic mistake. If you've wronged a Virgo in the past, or maybe even pushed them away thinking they'd always be there, well, the universe is keeping score. And those who broke Virgo's trust, get ready for the silent justice to unfold. From the way they store every emotional scar like it's filed in a mental vault, to how they never forget a betrayal, to how karma works over time to balance the scales for them, you'll be shocked at what's coming for those who hurt them. I promise, this isn't your typical zodiac drama. Virgos are different. And trust me when I say, the universe doesn't forget their pain. So, stay with me, because this video is about to reveal exactly what happens when you cross a Virgo, and why karma will hunt you down silently in ways you can't even imagine. By the time we're done, you'll be questioning every moment you thought a Virgo couldn't possibly be that important in your life. They are, and you'll wish you'd treated them like they mattered. Drop your thoughts in the comments if you've ever crossed a Virgo or felt the sting of losing them. Or if you're a Virgo who's ever silently suffered and watched the universe take care of your pain, share your story. Let's talk about the real power behind Virgo energy and why it's dangerous to underestimate it. Reason 7. Virgos, remember everything. You might think you got away with it. That white lie, that broken promise, that moment you chose yourself when they needed you most. Maybe you thought, it's not a big deal, they'll get over it. But let me tell you something about Virgos that most people don't realize. They don't forget. Not now, not ever. Virgos carry emotional memories like others carry oxygen. Every word, every betrayal, every subtle moment of being let down, it gets stored neatly, silently, in the deepest part of their mind, not to use it against you. No, that's not their style. But because their heart needs to understand what happened. And if you're thinking, well, they forgave me, think again. Virgos may say they forgive. They may even continue talking to you, showing up for you, being that same dependable person. But behind those calm eyes is a record of every single time you didn't show up for them. And they're not plotting revenge. They're just waiting for the universe to step in. And the universe, it always does. Between April 18th and 25th, karmic justice is running on Virgo time. That's when you might start feeling like you're being blocked, like something is off. Texts get ignored, plans fall through, people suddenly become distant, projects stall. You'll chalk it up to bad luck. But here's the truth. That's karma whispering. You hurt someone who never deserved it. Virgos have a strange connection with the universe. It's like life protects them in secret ways. And when they've been hurt silently, without ever retaliating, without ever exposing you, that energy goes somewhere. It builds. And now it's circling back. Slowly, quietly, but surely. Think about it. Virgos are the ones who hold space for everyone. They listen when no one else does. They love with intention. And when they trust you, it's not casual, it's sacred. So when that trust is broken, even if they don't show it, it changes them. And more than that, it changes your luck. You'll start to notice how things around you don't click the way they used to. How blessings that were once flowing suddenly stop. That's not paranoia, that's consequence. Not because the Virgo wished bad on you, but because the universe is restoring balance in their favor. So if you've ever wronged a Virgo, even unintentionally, and you're feeling like life's a little heavier right now, look at the calendar. Because April 18th to 25th is the week the universe presses play on Karma's quiet rewind. Drop a comment below if you've ever felt the power of a Virgo's silence. Type, "I believe in Virgo memory," if you know they never truly forget. They don't speak on it, but they feel it all. And the universe, it remembers, right along with them. Reason 6. Their energy is protected by the universe. Let's get one thing straight. Virgos are not just regular people. They are vessels of balance, alignment, and quiet power. Messing with a Virgo doesn't just mess up your relationship. It messes up your energy. Because when you hurt a Virgo, you're not just causing emotional damage. You're disturbing the very harmony the universe chose them to carry. Virgos come into your life for a reason. They're the ones who bring structure when everything feels chaotic. They'll clean up your mess, hold your hand through storms, and never ask for recognition. But here's what most people don't realize. Virgos are divinely protected. It may not show in loud, dramatic ways, but the universe surrounds them with silent armor. So when you hurt a Virgo, when you lie, manipulate, disrespect, or take them for granted, the energy around you starts to shift. At first, you won't notice. Maybe a plan falls through, maybe someone stops replying. You'll call it bad luck. You'll blame Mercury retrograde. But the truth, you triggered karma. From April 18th to April 25th, the universe isn't just watching, it's responding. During this window, those who hurt Virgos will start experiencing strange blockages. Job offers go cold, connections fizzle out, money slips through fingers. That big opportunity, it vanishes. Why? Because the universe doesn't play when it comes to Virgos, especially the ones who've suffered in silence. Here's the wild part. It doesn't matter if the Virgo spoke up or stayed quiet. Karma doesn't need a witness. It just needs a reason. And this week, it's stacked with reasons. The universe knows who the givers are, who poured love into people who couldn't hold it, who healed others while they were breaking inside. And Virgo, that's them, always. So when you hurt them, the universe reroutes your blessings. Because no one gets to mistreat someone pure-hearted and keep reaping rewards. You'll notice subtle shifts, delays, dissonance. You'll feel off, like you're pushing through quicksand. That's not coincidence, that's spiritual protection in motion. And it's not meant to punish, it's meant to teach. So if you're feeling the sting of things not going your way lately, ask yourself, did I mistreat the energy that was trying to help me? Because Virgos, especially between April 18th to 25th, are moving in alignment with something higher. And if you're not moving with them, you're being moved out of their way. Have you ever hurt someone, then watched everything in your life fall apart afterward? Or have you seen someone mistreat a Virgo and then suddenly lose everything? Drop your story in the comments. The universe is always listening, but today it might be waiting on you to speak. Reason 5. Hurting a Virgo. Teaches you pain in reverse. Here's something no one warns you about. Virgos don't come with loud exits. They don't explode. They don't drag you online. They don't start chaos. Instead, they do something far more terrifying. They disappear. When you hurt a Virgo, you don't get slammed with confrontation. You don't get the screaming match or the dramatic text thread. You get silence, and not the kind that fades, the kind that haunts. You'll notice it one morning when their name no longer pops up on your phone, when your good news doesn't feel quite as exciting because the one person who always hyped you up isn't there, when your bad days feel a little heavier because the one person who always sensed it, even without you saying a word, is gone. You thought they'd always be there, because they were. Through your highs, your lows, your messy moments, but hurt a Virgo enough times and they reach this quiet, terrifying stage where they don't get mad anymore. They just elevate. They start glowing, thriving, leveling up, not for revenge, but for survival. And here's the twist. Karma loves to use this glow up as a mirror. You get to watch, you get to scroll past their successes, see them laugh harder, live freer, love deeper, and not with you. That's the real pain. It doesn't scream, it whispers, and it whispers everywhere. In the quiet of your room at 2 a.m. In the back of your mind when you see someone who slightly reminds you of them. In the ache you feel when you realize they've moved on, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, while you're still stuck replaying how you let them slip. Between April 18th and 25th, this reverse pain hits the hardest. Why? Because this is when Virgos are in their karma season. They're transforming, quietly, radiantly, and the people who wronged them, they're waking up to an unfamiliar reality, one where the Virgo is no longer available, no closure, no final goodbye, just gone. And the scariest part? You'll never know how close you were to being part of their next chapter until you realize your character's been written out, not out of spite, but because Virgos only fight for people who show up. And once they stop fighting, it means they stop believing you were worth the battle. Have you ever lost a Virgo and didn't realize what you had until it was too late? Or are you a Virgo who chose peace over pain and vanished without explanation? Drop your story in the comments. Someone out there needs to hear it. And if this is hitting home, maybe it's not just a message, maybe it's your mirror. Reason 4, they were sent to help you grow. You didn't meet that Virgo by accident. They were sent to challenge you, to inspire you, to teach you, to heal parts of you that you didn't even know were broken. Virgos show up in people's lives as quiet architects of transformation. They notice the things no one else does. They hold you accountable, not to shame you, but because they see your potential, even when you don't. But here's the twist. When you hurt a Virgo, you're not just hurting them. You're hurting your own growth. Virgos carry this rare kind of energy that helps shift people. They help you fix your life, not by force, but through patience, consistency, and truth. They'll call you out, yes, but only because they want to see you win. They'll help you clean up your mess, not for applause, but because they genuinely care. So when you disrespect that, when you lie, betray, manipulate, or take them for granted, you reject the very person who was sent to elevate you. And karma? It does not take that lightly. Between April 18th and 25th, that karmic shift is hitting hard. You may start feeling stuck, like nothing is moving, like the momentum in your life just vanished. Goals stall, relationships feel empty, emotions feel heavier than usual, and you can't quite put your finger on why. But if you've recently wronged a Virgo, this is why. Because the universe says you had your chance, you didn't listen, so now you learn. You don't just lose a Virgo, you lose a mirror, a motivator, a quiet force that pushed you forward when you didn't have the strength yourself. And the worst part? You usually don't realize what you've lost until it's already gone. By the time you look up, they're no longer beside you, no longer cheering for you, no longer guiding you. And you're stuck with that sinking feeling that your soul misses something, but you can't name it. That's the Virgo absence. It doesn't come with sirens, it doesn't burn bridges, but it leaves a cold space in your life that no one else can fill, because Virgos are one of one. So ask yourself, did you push away someone who only ever tried to help you? Because the lesson now isn't for them, it's for you. Have you ever realized too late that a Virgo was the reason your life was improving? Or are you a Virgo who showed up for someone only to be pushed away? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about the ones who help in silence and the pain of realizing their absence too late. Reason 3. Their absence is louder than their presence. You didn't notice them at first, not because they weren't important, but because Virgos move differently. They're not flashy. They don't demand attention. They don't need the spotlight. But here's what they do. They hold you down in ways you don't even recognize until they're gone. Virgos are the ones who remember the little things, who check in when your energy's off, even when you swear you're fine, who remind you to pay that bill, who sense when you're spiraling and bring you back to center with just a look, a word, a presence. They do it without asking for credit, without needing praise, but hurt a Virgo, break their trust, drain their energy, ignore their worth, and something shifts. They leave, not always physically, sometimes they're still around, but they're no longer available, no longer invested, and other times they disappear completely. And that's when you finally notice what you had, because the absence of a Virgo, it's deafening. It creeps in slowly. At first it's just silence, no texts, no reminders, no gentle nudges keeping you on track. But then you start feeling off, disorganized, emotionally scattered, like things aren't lining up the way they used to. You're sleeping weird, your finances feel unsteady, your mind is noisy, and nothing feels grounded. That's not just life happening. That's karma pulling back the Virgo energy that once protected your peace. Between April 18th and 25th, this absence becomes loud. The kind of loud that keeps you up at night, scrolling, wondering why nothing feels right. That's the echo of someone who was holding your life together in quiet ways you never gave them credit for. Virgos don't walk around announcing what they do for you. They just do it. They absorb your chaos, help you stay sane, and love you through your mess. But when they realize their love is being taken for granted, they pull back, not to hurt you, but to heal themselves. And when that happens, karma gets involved. Because removing a Virgo from your life isn't just about losing a person. It's about losing an energetic anchor. If things suddenly feel unbalanced, disconnected, unstable, ask yourself, did I lose the one person who kept me steady and didn't even realize it until now? Because their absence, it'll scream through the silence, through the lack of structure, through the emotional noise that suddenly won't go away. If you've ever underestimated a Virgo's worth until they left, drop A in the comments. Or if you are that Virgo who left and watched someone spiral afterward, tell your story. Because sometimes the quietest person in the room is the one who kept everything from falling apart. Reason 2, they were too loyal to deserve that pain. You may not realize it at the time, but when a Virgo loves you, you're holding something rare. Virgos don't love halfway. They don't kind of care. They're not hot one day and cold the next. They show up consistently, carefully, completely. When you call, they answer. When you fall, They catch you, even if you didn't ask. They memorize your moods, protect your flaws, and cheer for your dreams harder than you ever did yourself. They are the safe place, the ride or die, the loyal anchor when the whole world goes shaky. And yet, people still hurt them. They lie, they betray, they choose others. They take advantage of the fact that Virgo stays quiet when they're hurting. They assume Virgo will always be there just because they always have been. But here's the truth, karma knows that most people don't. When you betray a Virgo's loyalty, you betray yourself. Because loyalty like that is sacred, rare, cosmic. It's the kind of love that doesn't knock twice. And when you break it, karma doesn't react with thunder. It reacts with silence, a kind of stillness that seeps into your life and slowly removes everything that once made you feel whole. From April 18th to April 25th, this karmic silence becomes undeniable. You'll notice things starting to disappear, not dramatically, but gradually. People don't text back. Opportunities fizzle. Your energy dips. The things that used to excite you feel flat. You're not being punished. You're being shown what life feels like when true loyalty is gone. Because hurting someone who only wanted to love and support you, someone who chose you when they could have walked away, triggers one of the most unforgiving karmic loops. It's not chaos, it's emptiness. The universe doesn't yell. It ghosts you. It makes you feel what you made that Virgo feel, abandoned, alone, questioning your worth in a space that used to feel safe. And here's the haunting part. Virgos don't seek revenge. They don't expose you. They don't slander you. They just go quiet and keep loving from a distance. But the loyalty you once had, it's gone. And nothing in your life hits the same after that. If you've ever felt the pain of losing a loyal Virgo, share A in the comments. Or if you are that Virgo who gave your all, only to be betrayed, tell your story below. Let the world see that real loyalty still exists, and that breaking it comes with a cost. Because karma might not come loudly, but when it comes for a Virgo's pain, it never misses.